Sunday, the Titans of weather bring the rain. Geek Out, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Hey, the fans are coming in.
All right, we are live in Washington, D.C. Storm Tracker Jim Cantore here. You'll be covering the Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic for NBC. The big question is, when is that puck going to drop?
That is the huge question. I mean, look at this day, first of all.
Right,
it is a
gorgeous.
perfect winter's day. It's average for D.C. But when you're on that ice and you're skating at about 30 miles an hour and you got a puck driving at about 100 miles an hour, it's just dangerous to be out there. And I know you're like, well, guys, these are hockey players. They check each other. They get in fights all the time. What's the problem? But, the NHL is like, look, this is about the safety of the players.
Right.
So if we have to delay this till 1:30 or 2 o'clock, then so be it. And really, it is about between 2:15 and 2:30 that the sun is completely off of the ice.
Where it's a non-factor.
Right, it's non-factor.
Okay.
Once we get there, it's puck drop. It's what hockey's supposed to be. Just a great day.
And outdoors.
And outdoors.
All right, so talk about what you're going to be doing for NBC.
Well, they're gonna hope that I push the clouds in.
Right.
So we start on time. There's this little thing called the Tournament of Roses, not parade, but the actual Rose Bowl that'll happen,
right.
and that starts a little bit later on. So they really don't want this game to cross over, obviously, into the Rose Bowl, because everybody wants to get a full plate of sports today, starting with hockey here at 1 o'clock on NBC.
And we're going to find you in different spots around the stadium?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
First, I'm going to be up high perching. I'm going to be looking for the clouds of the southwest and kind of waving them in,
All right, Jim, thank you very much for joining us. You're the Storm Tracker. We do have storms to track. Back in the studio, let's go back to Jen and Dr. Postel. Hey, guys.
All right, guys. Cantore's going to get the new nickname Cloud Whisperer as he brings in those clouds today for the hockey game. All right, let's talk about Winter Storm Frona, though. It's affecting states in the southwest all the way into Texas and South Texas. And this is some snow and ice right around Lubbock, Texas. Look at that on the roads. Plus, in Flagstaff, we picked up about 16 inches of snow from this thing. Dr. Greg Postel has been tracking all of it following this winter storm. And Greg, we want to talk about what's been happening in Texas with the freezing rain. And you have got a way to show us why we're getting freezing rain better than any Xbox or Nintendo DS or whatever else the kids are playing with these days. Your little graphics thing there is really cool.
This is so cool because we're seeing a wide variety of precipitation types across parts of northern Texas. We have the green and rain, the pink and the purples, freezing rain and sleet. And why are we getting so many different types of precipitation in such a short little area, small little area? It has a lot to do with what the temperatures are doing aloft. For example, just above the surface, slight differences in the temperature give you an entirely different precipitation type. And let me show you what I mean by just going to the west of Dallas, Texas, right out where we had the sleet. This is what the temperature looked like in the vertical, right? Going up to about 20,000 feet. Temperature was well below freezing here at 23 degrees. Precipitation type was snow falling through the clouds. But this is what the problem was, is that we had a layer that was above freezing right here, went up to almost 40 degrees at about 10,000 feet for a really shallow layer. So the snow partially melted, but not all the way melted, just partially melted, and then tried to turn into rain, but then it got below freezing again right down here, and then it ended up coming down as kind of frozen rain droplets or sort of half-melted snow. That's called sleet. If you had a temperature profile in the vertical that looked like that, where you had a much deeper layer of temperatures above freezing, you would have the snow not partially melting, but fully melting all the way until it got right close to the ground, and then it would freeze on contact. That is called freezing rain, and that is probably the worst of all because it accumulates or aggregates on all the surfaces, making roads icy. And we've got some of those conditions right now in Dallas. Let's have a look at some of the Dallas area view cams here. We know in Dallas-Fort Worth, the temperature was 32 degrees at the airport with freezing rain. That is, in other words, rain coming all the way down to the surface, Jen, and then freezing on contact.
It's the worst. Freezing rain is the worst. I mean, anywhere that you're driving where it's elevated, like a bridge or overpass, you're going to have slick conditions.
Yeah.
Your front steps, your driveway. So let's talk more about what's happening here.
Yeah, well, what we've got here is basically winter storm warnings out across parts of Texas. This is for exactly what we were talking about with all the precipitation types that are going to be with us through the afternoon hours at least. But then we have to turn our attention to the rest of Winter Storm Frona, which actually right now is out there swirling around there in the southwest. northwest part of the U.S.
The whole storm is not even here yet.
It's not here yet. And when that swirl in the west moves eastward, Friday night, we're going to have strong low pressure system develop across parts of the southern plains.
More freezing rain, where there's cold air.
That's right. That would be the areas shaded in purple and pink. That's the wintry mix. And then north of that, we've got the snow, too. So this is going to be a big-time snowmaker, I think, right up across there.
Believe it or not, this is probably where the storm itself will be, I think, the most widespread, most impactful as we get you into the weekend. And we've been tracking this thing since last weekend.
You know what? This is going to take a track similar to many that we've seen this winter, pretty far to the west. In other words, it's going to go up like that. So if you're on the east side of that track, you're going to be dealing with the rain.
Yes.
Like the East Coast will be. And if you're on the west side of that, like you will be in the Great Lakes, it's going to be a snow event for you. And in between, that's the dangerous mix.
Exactly. All right, speaking of that icy mix out there, winter ice not only slows you down on the roads, but if you fly a lot, airports can see big delays when you have icing. Sam Champion looks at that angle.
Traveling may be one of your New Year's resolutions because Consumer Reports is forecasting the demand for flying to remain strong into 2015, even during these next few cold, wintry months. Now, here's why you don't have to wait for spring thaw to take off. We'll explore the airlines and airports' battle against winter weather extremes in this edition of Brainstorm. It's our deep dive into the wow behind the weather.
When ice forms on the body of an airplane, it can be trouble. Even a layer as thin as a grain of salt can affect a plane's aerodynamics. The upward force that maintains altitude, called lift, can be reduced by 30%. That effectively has the same impact as adding the weight of 2 school buses. To counter this, airlines de-ice their planes with a glycol solution that has a freezing point more than 80 degrees lower than water. And it's not just in the air. If there's ice on the ground during landing, the coefficient of friction, or stickiness, between the landing gear and the runway can drop by 60%, requiring more distance to land. Even just a half an inch of slush can increase the landing distance by a length equivalent to about 7 city blocks. For a major airport like O'Hare or JFK to get back up to normal operating speed, as many as 8 runways and 25 plus miles of taxiways must be cleared. For just a foot of snowfall, that can add up to 30 million cubic feet of snow, or about the weight of an average-sized cruise ship.
And now you've been brainstormed. So that de-icing criteria, very important and definitely worth the wait on the airplane.
Sam, thank you for that. All right, we got to show you this video again. This is so dangerous and scary when you see what's happening. So violent winds spun up. Just a freak little windstorm. And you can see people starting to run for cover as debris starts flying. This is in Pasadena, California. This was at a Rose Bowl Fan Fest event yesterday. And you see someone escorting the Chick-fil-A cow out of the way. I mean, people certainly ran for cover. It's an isolated, small little event. It's not a tornado. It's a little dust devil, little freak wind event, really. And we know dust devils can form with the conditions exactly like what you see here. Blue sky and just a little bit colder, high up at altitudes than it is. A little warming happening right there at the surface, and you get this little spin up. It doesn't happen often, but it happened at the wrong place yesterday, and you see this debris here around at the Fan Fest. We'll have more coming up this morning as we continue right here on New Year's Day on Weather Center Live.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Low 69. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, partly cloudy. High 80. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Why do you want to do your taxes now with Jackson Hewitt? Because you need a free $50 Walmart e-gift card so you can share the joy of getting your taxes done. Now get a free $50 Walmart e-gift card when you do your taxes with Jackson Hewitt at Walmart.
Hey, Pete, check this out. Come here, little doggy. Sit.
Oh.
Sit.
You train your little doggy?
Yeah, but he's not doing any of his stuff. Shake.
Oh, maybe he's grumpy, you know? I mean, it is lunchtime, so.
Oh, right, it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime, yeah.
Must be it. Little doggy.
It's okay. Does it taste good, though?
A little dog with a big bite. Little doggies, starting at $1.29. And save room for a molten cake sundae. This is how you Sonic.
Nexium 24-hour. It's the purple pill. The #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand. Available without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
Then all the parts come together, and there it is, our new car. So that's how Santa fits it in his sleigh.
Wow. The magic of the season is here at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. This is the pursuit of perfection.
All right, so this Tylenol arthritis lasts 8 hours, but Aleve can last 12 hours. And Aleve is proven to work better on pain than Tylenol arthritis. So why am I still thinking about this? How are you?
Get Aleve, proven better on pain.
Don't wait for awesome. Totino's Pizza Rolls get you there in just 60 seconds. Go bold with flavors that kick.
If a denture were to be put under a microscope, we can see all the bacteria that still exists. Polident's unique MicroClean formula works in just 3 minutes, killing 99.99% of odor-causing bacteria for a cleaner, fresher, brighter denture every day.
Is your back acting up again? Is lower back pain a daily drain? If you're one of the millions who suffer from the agony of lower back pain, you need Be Active, the revolutionary new acupressure system that instantly helps ease discomfort in your lower back, buttocks, and legs. Watch. Just slip on Be Active and tighten the strap. You'll instantly begin experiencing relief. Look, back pain often radiates from the lower back to your lower extremities, but apply Be Active to the trigger point on the calf muscle to instantly relieve pain. The secret is the AcuPoint pressure pad that gently compresses, alleviating pain at the sciatic nerve and lower back for instant relief.
I just slide it on, I tighten the strap, I feel the pressure point right behind my knee, and right away I feel the release of pain in my lower back.
Be Active provides firm pressure behind the knee on the specific pressure point, which can help relieve the pain and suffering from sciatica.
Wow, that's I can feel comfort already.
It's like right away relief.
I just put it on, but I can feel it already easing the pain.
But now I don't feel the pain at all. This is really something. You can't see the relief? I can feel it.
It kind of feels like it's relaxing that muscle.
I definitely wish I found this a couple months ago.
Be Active gives you the ability to instantly be active again. Wear it while exercising. Keep up with the kids. It's invisible under clothing, comfortable enough to sleep in. Be Active easily adjusts to fit any length so everyone can live pain-free. Be Active is always there to deliver the pain relief you need. Now start living pain-free with the acupressure point therapy of Be Active for just $19.99. But wait, call now and we'll double the offer free. Just pay separate processing. If you don't begin to get instant relief, send it back and owe nothing. You get it all for just $19.99. So call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-370-7747. That's 1-800-370-7747 or go online to beactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
Today, our nation's capital plays host to the 7th annual NHL Bridgestone Winter Classic. The game is at Nationals Park, a baseball field, which is turned into a hockey rink for today's game. But the sun is causing an issue out there for today's game. Chris Warren joins us live again. Chris, been watching those clouds. I mean, there's a chance you might get a couple in just the right spot.
Yeah, we're going to need them just the right spot and a lot of them, Jen. Jeremy Roenick joining us now, former player and NBC Sports Network analyst. You're going to be working the game. Yep. And the big question here, of course, at the Weather Channel we have is about the sun and what it's going to do to the ice. We talk about the challenges that the sun poses.
Well, I think for, just walking around
around and looking up at the sun with the glare that's coming off the white snow or off the bleachers, it's really difficult. But when you get on the ice, that glare that really deflects off the ice into more so the goaltenders, it's blinding. They talked about maybe wearing sunglasses for the first period, maybe switching half and half for the first period, but the sun is definitely something that they're worried about. It's not the ice. The ice is probably as good as it's ever been for an outdoor game, but that sun could pose a problem for the first period alone.
What would you do if you were playing today?
I would have sunglasses on. Absolutely. I would try to do whatever I can to beat that sun for at least 20 or 25 minutes. But I'd want to be shooting against a goaltender and make sure that he can't see it. It's probably the best way that I'd have to score a goal right now.
All right. Now we talk a little bit about this event. I mean, we're in a baseball park, and this is outdoor hockey. Will you talk about the significance of that?
Yeah, I think, the National Hockey League has done just such an unbelievable job of bringing back the grassroots of hockey, and that's outside. I mean, when I grew up skating on the pond until, the wee hours of from the wee hours in the morning to the late at night. My mom used to have to ring a cowbell for me to come back with frostbite all over my toes and nose. So to bring back that history and to bring the game outside to let people understand what the grassroots of it, this is a spectacle, and it is an event. It is a hockey game that they have to play for real out there, but still, it's a celebration of hockey, and that's what the National Hockey League really looks very highly at these games, and the players really get excited about playing it because, hey, once a year, at least this year, it's pretty spectacular.
Now, you played several years for the Blackhawks, and the Blackhawks are playing today, Blackhawks and Capitals. As a former athlete watching your former team, does that change the way you broadcast, the way you look at it as a fan? What is that like?
Yeah, it's a great point. When I first got to NBC after my playing days, my producer, Sam Flood, said, listen, we're here to teach, inform, not make friends. And, you really have to take that to heart. So for me, being truthfully honest, that's what the people want when you're an analyst, to be truthfully honest what you're seeing. Sometimes they don't understand what you're seeing. You have to make sure that they understand in my terms of what I've seen, what I've experienced. And a lot of times your friends make a lot of mistakes and don't play well, and you have to still, drill them. I've had guys call me saying, what are you doing? You're killing me on NBC Network. I'm like, hey, sorry, man, just don't play so bad. I'll make sure you do good. But you have to be honest, and that's what being a good analyst is just seeing it and telling it like it is.
Hockey, as far as a spectator sport goes, it's a fast game. What's the one thing that you wish people at home could really grasp or really get the full scope of?
I always say, if you give me all 100 or 200 glass seats around, and I can give those away for free for a whole year, I will turn thousands and thousands of non-hockey fans into the biggest hockey fans in the world. Because when you sit next to that glass and you see these guys coming at you 25, 30 miles an hour and hitting that glass, and the punishing feeling that you feel as you see the faces go into the glass and you see the speed and the punishment, it is beyond it's beyond crazy, and you become a fan instantly just by sitting on that glass and watching how fast and agile and how brutal this sport is.
All right, Jeremy Roenick, thank you very much. NBC Sports Network will be covering it for the network and for NBC, the big network.
The big network.
The big one.
That's right.
All right, thank you very much. Jem, back to you in the studio.
All right, guys, thank you. That was great. Now, in the meantime, we do have a lot of ice out there to talk about. We also have snow and freezing rain. It's all on the menu. Starting in the Southwest and the Central Plains with Frona. This is Lake Havasu. You got snow for the first time since at least 1990.
This program brought to you by Blizzak. When it comes to winter driving, temperature matters. Conquer the cold with Bridgestone Blizzak winter tires.
Don't let the cold conquer you. Conquer the cold with the new Blizzak WS80. Winter driving conditions call for the new Bridgestone Blizzak WS80 tires. They're engineered to conquer the cold with optimal performance and handling. Visit conquerthecold.com for details.
I want to be the best in the world.
Good. Foxcatcher solidifies director Bennett Miller as one of the absolutely top-tier craftsmen of his generation.
We're going to do great things, Mark. I'll give you everything I have.
He well surpasses what he did in Capote and Moneyball. A tour de force. Miller hits a new peak.
Want to tell me what's going on with you and DuPont?
It's one of the year's best films.
Mark.
Foxcatcher, rated R, now playing select cities.
This thing is getting bigger and bigger.
Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency.
It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy skies, slight chance of a rain shower. High 78, winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, low 69, winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, partly cloudy, high 80, winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is the equivalent of the sugar in one regular soda. And this is one soda a day over an average adult lifetime. But there's a better choice. Drink more Brita water. Clean, refreshing Brita.
I smoked a lot and quit a lot, but ended up nowhere. Now I use this.
The Nicoderm CQ patch with unique extended release technology helps prevent the urge to smoke all day.
I want this time to be my last time. That's why I choose Nicoderm CQ.
Fact. Fast-acting Advil is designed with an ultra-thin coating and fast-absorbing Advil Ion Core technology, stopping headaches and other tough pain fast. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
Stop by your neighborhood Ace and we'll help you get organized. 18-gallon totes, $3.99 after $1 instant savings.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Nourished. Rescued. Protected. Given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need. We'll have given $50 million over 7 years. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Cold-Ease lozenges are clinically shown to shorten your cold. Cold-Ease zinc ions released in your mouth inhibit the cold virus from replicating. New Cold-Ease Quick Melts for cold and flu shorten your cold, plus provide natural multi-symptom relief for cough, chest congestion, and sore throat. I'm Ted Karkas, CEO of
How do you become the best at what you do? You focus, you work hard, you believe in reaching your dreams. That's how America's always done it. And that's how AAG has become America's leading reverse mortgage lender. It's all we do. And we're working to help the next generation of retirees enjoy the life they've worked so hard for. Find out how a reverse mortgage with AAG can fund your retirement.
Call 1-800-972-9927 now for your free information kit, including a complete reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a helpful family guide for your children and loved ones. Call 1-800-972-9927.
You've worked hard. You've made plans. Now it's time to talk to the people who will work hard for you to help make those plans come true.
Call 1-800-972-9927 now for your free no-obligation guide.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
Call 1-800-972-9927.
500 at Vistaprint.com.
I love my job.
Vistaprint.com.
Every Sunday night. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
So right now, at 53 minutes past the hour, we've been showing you some pictures of snow in places like Lake Havasu, Arizona. Greg, they don't get snow here. In fact, the last time maybe they saw snow was in 1990. We're not even sure if it happened then. So, I mean, it's unusual, to say the least.
Yeah, and we can thank that unusuality. How's that for a word?
Oh, nice.
I don't know, but for this little bowling ball of a spinner out there near the four corners of the U.S., that's a cold pocket aloft, an upper level low that is helping it snow at some of those elevations in Arizona that you're talking about.
It's the reason why we have the cold air all the way down. It's all related, right? You know, it's a very cold system all the way into Southern California this morning. You're shivering.
Look at this
all
guy.
Thanks to this.
Look at that little guy. Jen, we were looking at that. There's more little circulations that are coming around the backside of this, right into that little guy too. They're all going to join the party in the west and help produce a significant snow and rain and mixture of rain and snow event all across the middle of the country in just about 24 hours.
You mean to tell me the party didn't end at midnight last night? No,
yeah,
it's still ongoing. In Texas today, though, what's happening is the freezing rain that we're concerned about.
We got a lot of warmth and moisture aloft, riding up and over a very cold air mass at the surface that is helping right now to produce kind of the precursor stuff, I think, to the really big event which comes later, thanks to this thing moving out across the plains.
It's key to know is that this isn't even here yet. So when it gets over here in the Midwest and the plains, then we have more to come.
It's a game changer because what it's going to do is introduce a lot more precipitation and a lot more snow. So snow lovers, for example, in Kansas City, for example, Des Moines, Madison, Wisconsin, one of my favorite places.
You're naming all your hometowns here, Greg.
Right, I know. You're going to get snow, and there it is on Saturday night. Pretty big swath of snow, but unfortunately, if you live on the East Coast like I used to, and you did too, it looks like more of a rain event this time around. The track is not right.
Well, we'll start with some wintry weather, but then we'll have a changeover as the warm air comes in.
I agree. I think this may start out as some freezing rain and sleet, cold air maybe locked in place near the ground, but eventually, Saturday night and Sunday, warm air is going to be riding northward all up and down the East Coast, and that is going to, I think, make it for mostly a rain event there.
So let's talk about the snow, because places like Chicago actually went through December without seeing any measurable snow. That's quite a stat. That hasn't happened too often in history, but we'll finally get some here.
Yeah, this is our forecast now through Sunday for snowfall amounts. Chicago looking like in the 1 to 3. Now, again, it's all going to depend on the track of the storm. But we think there's going to be significant snow where it does snow. And then right now it looks to line up across parts of Iowa and southern Wisconsin with 5 to 8 inches there maybe in Madison.
This is tough timing because kids are now finally going back to school after 2 weeks off, and we might be looking at a snow day Monday, depending on how much we get here. 5 to 8 inches of snow could do that.
That's the cold side.
Yes.
We have another side to talk about, Jen.
The severe side, because this is a dynamic system. We'll be watching for warm air interacting ahead of it with the moisture, and we will see thunderstorms pop.
Yeah, pretty strong dynamics in place, jet stream, moisture. You kind of add up those ingredients together, and you got a shot at not just severe thunderstorms with the high winds and hail that we typically think of, but also a chance of some tornadoes again across parts of the South in Mississippi and Alabama. Torcons of 3 for Saturday, 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of a location.
All right, so thunderstorms plus just a lot of rain. We've got a wet couple of days in the south and east. And then there is another cold shot of air coming in behind it.
Yeah, this cold air mass is coming from, again, really far north, above the Arctic Circle. So those purples that you see have taken their time going that way, and they're not going to stop, actually. If we start on Saturday and go through the weekend and early next week, it's going to impact the central third of the country, but also
the Northeast. This is different than last time, Greg. Last time the West got it. This time the East is going to get the cold.
Yeah, looking at some of these numbers here across the Northeast, say middle or the latter stages of next week, could be the coldest air mass they've seen this year. So it's significant, no doubt about that.
Well, the year is a couple hours old, but yes, this season, for sure.
You got me.
Looking at these temperatures, though, it starts to seep in Saturday, and then on Sunday we'll really see that cold air come in.
Yeah, you can see that, and you love those plots, too, that show the oozing of that cold air coming south. -2 for a high on Sunday in Minneapolis, and then Monday not much better, and then it all goes to the east on Tuesday.
Here we go.
Temperatures take a dive.
Even in D.C., it will cool down. Right now, Chris Warren, not so bad right there, weather-wise.
You know what, Jen? In the sun, it's starting to feel pretty good. Now, the sun could be a factor. Puck drop expected in an hour and a half. We'll let you know why the sun may have something to say about that coming up in the next hour.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Low 69. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, partly cloudy. High 80. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
City brought in 2015 with its typical style. It was cold last night in the Northeast. What they have to look forward to this weekend coming up.
And a lot of people in the hockey world, or just sports fans in general, looking forward to the 2015 Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic, where sunshine will be a factor. We'll explain why coming up.
And this is what happened in Pasadena yesterday near the Rose Bowl. Pasadena Fire Department called it a freak wind event. We got a sudden dust devil that blew tents and debris everywhere. We're going to show you more of this video coming up.
Good morning to you and Happy New Year. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren reporting live from what is an outdoor hockey event here in the nation's capital.
Sounds like they're testing the buzzers there. Chris, good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. I'm Jen Carfagno in our Atlanta studios. We got a lot going on today around the country, a lot of sports to talk about, and Chris has got that covered in a minute. But we'll get the latest on Winter Storm Frona, which did this. We had icy conditions, snowy conditions in Texas, and this is Lubbock, Texas. Look at the snow out here. Road conditions have been tough. You've got looks maybe cotton plants out there covered in snow, and we are actually going to see a little more freezing rain yet today before we get a break in Texas.
You know what? At least it's not too windy out there, at least in those pictures, because they only need a ½ inch of snow with a little wind, and they got a ground blizzard.
Yeah, I mean, it's so flat and just
so flat.
Things fly.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
All right, Greg Postel here to talk more about what's happening. And the freezing rain, Greg, has been, I think, the biggest headache for people because you can't see it. The roads sometimes look like black ice, and this is the areas in purple that we're looking at on the radar.
Yeah, just to the west of Dallas, west of I-35, which is right here. That's the problem area, and also north of I-30. So you can sort of see with these weird colors on the radar, you know, the purples, the blues, and the pinks. That is where we're seeing freezing rain, sleet, and snow. And freezing rain, you mentioned, that's the rain that makes it all the way to the ground and freezes on contact, makes it black ice on the roads, which is a big problem. And then the sleet, which is like frozen droplets coming down from the sky.
Sleet has a beat, as they say, so it bounces. And so there is a difference there. And sleet is, in general, easier to deal with, though neither is great.
At the airport, DFW, it's freezing rain, reported last hour, temperature right at 32 degrees, so it's raining again. You might walk outside, you think it's raining. What are you talking about, freezing rain? Well, it's actually rain that just freezes as soon as it hits whatever surface it hits.
And I always worry about people's front steps. I worry about driveways, you know, walking out this morning, if you're getting a paper at the end of your driveway, be careful because there has been freezing rain through the overnight. So what's happening? We've got this high pressure in place, not what you'd expect to get freezing rain.
All this bad weather in the south, where there's high pressure. How does that work, Jen?
Oh, well, I know. We've got the overrunning, a lot of moisture coming in, and that's the bright colors you see on this water vapor. Yeah, we've got warm air. The very cold high pressure system is really shallow. So the cold air is probably about, 6 feet deep. That's a little more than that, but maybe, a few 100 feet deep. Warm air aloft is coming over that and helping to make it kind of rain aloft, and then that rain comes down and freezes when it gets to the surface. The main event is still back here, so we've got more to come. A busy couple of days ahead for us in Texas, and for now, though, we're dealing with this and with winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories posted. Yeah, and those are pretty much in effect all day today. If you can see how we time it out here, the purples are the freezing rain and the sleet going through hour by hour this afternoon, all the way from San Angelo, Dallas, Oklahoma City. Places farther to the east, you're all rain. Your temperature is above freezing, pretty much where it needs to be. And it's going to, I think, wind down by later on this evening and tonight. But then, Jen, you were mentioning after this potential ice threat of accumulation of a quarter of an inch of ice today, more is coming Yeah.
Thanks to that.
So this is the spin that we've been tracking across the Southwest. You know, we saw inches of snow down into the San Bernardino Mountains, Temecula, California, snow, Lake Havasu, snow. That system moves over and interacts with what's happening in Texas.
Yeah, Friday night, low pressure, not high pressure this time around. This is a real deal.
Surface low.
Exactly. Surface low in East Texas is going to begin to bring in some moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico, bring down some colder air on its northwest side, and then Saturday, watch out for snow just to the northwest of that low track and rain and thunderstorms on its east edge.
And Saturday night, we're still tracking it. Now the moisture getting into New England, and then on the back edge of it all, there will be snow, a plowable snow for some.
How about that? Plowable? Yeah, I'm thinking, you think maybe 6 inches is a good possibility in that area that does get snow. Watch out for that. Northeast on Saturday night, probably a mixture turning over to rain.
All right, Greg, thank you for that. So, of course, get through the weekend, that's when the rain returns to D.C. But for now, it's sunshine in Washington, D.C., and that's where we find Chris Warren. And the sun is your biggest headache this morning, Chris.
Well, not mine personally, but some of the organizers here, the people that want the game to start on time, they're a little worried about it because this is one of the times when they're rooting for clouds. They want cloud cover. The problem is they're not worried about the ice melting. They're worried about that sun glare coming up into the players and making for unsafe conditions. So it is possible that they will delay the drop of the puck here in the nation's capital for the 2015 Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic. It is an outdoor event, and you can see what that looks like, that glare from that sun coming up. This is a rare treat for a lot of the hockey players who play their entire season inside, practice everything, and this brings them back to their youth, brings them back to when they were playing on ponds as kids. So we are still looking at the sunshine. Temperatures are now warmer than freezing, 36 degrees at Washington Reagan, not too far away at Reagan National. And a lot of work goes into this to get this all ready. We're talking ice hockey at a baseball park, Jen, and we're going to take a closer look and hear from the players about what they're expecting with this.
All right, sounds like a lot of fun, Chris. We'll be back with you in a few minutes. Plus, we're going to take a look at this. People ran for cover when a dust devil tossed tents into the air.
Today's grocery bags leave a lot to be desired. They dig into your hands when you carry them. They spill open when you're driving. And they're so small, unloading them requires endless trips back and forth to your car. You need a better solution. You need a grab bag. You'll start loving your grab bag the minute you reach the checkout aisle. Because it grabs onto your card and stays open, you can easily fill it after items are scanned. Then when you get to the car, they simply lift out and go right in your trunk. And it gets even better. Grab bags have a broad base and a securing flap, so they sit up nicely in the back of your car and won't spill all over while you're driving home. Plus, they expand to hold several times what a regular shopping bag can hold. Amazing! Imagine being able to grab and go in a single trip. Ever had something heavy rip right out of a plastic bag and smash on the ground? Not with a grab bag. Even this heavy dumbbell is no match for its super sturdy construction, and that's a lot more weight than most people will ever need to carry. Grab bags are made of earth-friendly material that's mold and mildew resistant. They easily wipe clean with just a damp cloth. Even better, they fold flat when you're done, so you can store them in your kitchen or in your car. Every grab bag even has a generous front pocket with plenty of room for wallets, coupons, even cell phones. Use them at the laundromat or even on picnics and trips to the beach. Call now, and through this special TV offer, you'll get 2 grab bags for just $14.99. They come with a full 1-year money-back guarantee. Call or click in the next 5 minutes and get absolutely free shipping and handling. And find out about our incredibly low price on our deluxe insulated grab bag. Use it to keep frozen food from defrosting, or use it to keep hot food ready to eat when you get home. Get 2 grab bags with free shipping and handling and exclusive pricing on our insulated grab bag for just $14.99. Call now.
Call 1-800-566-6075 to get the grab bag special on this TV offer. But you must call to order or go online to grabbag.com. So call 1-800-566-6075. That's 1-800-566-6075. Call now.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly cloudy. Low 69. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, partly to mostly cloudy. High 80. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday night. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Heartburn. Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit. Amazing. Yeah, I get that a lot. Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Sir, we're loaded and getting ready to go. We're gonna need you on the runway.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back.
Sir?
Theraflu starts to get to work in your body in just 5 minutes. Theraflu breaks you free from your worst cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
For the game I'm meteorologist Chris Warren, live in the nation's capital here in Washington, D.C. for the Bridgestone Winter Classic. Happy New Year to you. And kind of trying to digest what we're seeing here. Now, we're here at a baseball park. There's going to be a hockey game a little bit later. And just a few moments ago, we saw some of the players come out. And I believe it was Joel Ward, number 42, right wing from the Washington Capitals, that was playing catch. We're playing baseball. So the hockey players were playing catch. They were pitching to each other, and at the baseball park before they play hockey, their profession, also in a baseball park. So it's a festive atmosphere here for sure in Washington, D.C., and this really is an event. Weather, we know, will be a factor, but it's not the rain. It's not the snow. It's not the cold temperatures. It's the sun. The glare could be an issue. They may even postpone the game. And, of course, we will keep you updated on that. Also, Jen, some pretty amazing video, a little scary, in fact, as well, coming out of Southern California, also happening on what was a beautiful day. Plenty of sunshine and blue skies.
Exactly, Chris. This is the video that, at New Year's Eve parties last night, everyone was talking about seeing this. This is a blue sky day in Pasadena. This was the Fan Fest, the Rose Bowl Fan Fest in Pasadena. And look at this tent flying around. You can see people running, not sure exactly what's happening. I don't know if you saw the Chick-fil-A cow off to the left there is getting escorted away. Trash, And Chris, what happened here is just a little dust devil. Little freak wind event is really, but at the wrong place at the wrong time. Look at that tent. I think we're very lucky that more people didn't get hurt.
Yeah, that swirl of wind, it certainly is amazing to see that. And just tossing around. Also, Jen, what's interesting about this, you can see the rotation of the swirl. Not much dust involved, but you can see the debris that's being picked up. It's pretty amazing stuff.
Well, not much dust to be found where we are right here. It's on a grassy field. But what they had were tents, the kind that are easily picked up by the wind. And in this case, I know everyone else in their tents were just hoping that their tent and display was not going to be affected.
But you can really see that swirl and how that inflatable object there was kind of going back and forth a little bit. And again, on what is a beautiful day here.
Just 2 weeks ago, they had that tornado in Southern California. Chris, you remember that? And, I think no doubt people who were here, if they remember that just 2 weeks ago, were probably thinking about that. This was not a tornado. This was
100% not.
Yes. A little dust devil. It's interesting, too, how localized it is.
Yeah, that is pretty neat to see that. And, but it's scary, though. I mean, when stuff starts flying around, you run for your life, right? Like that person's doing right there.
Interesting weather situation for this Rose Bowl this year. Blue sky, great sunshine, but cold. There was a chance, Chris, that they might have made it to their record low temperature this morning in Pasadena. It doesn't look like we did it. The coldest I saw was 34 degrees, and the record to beat was 32. So you were close, but no record. But still Still chilly. Anyone at the parade this morning is bundled up. And today, as we take a look at the forecast, temperatures are going to be out there in the mid-40s. All right, so let's talk California weather. And I will tell you that it will be warming up. Today is our last day of chill out here and crazy weather, because look at some of these winds that we saw yesterday. Some of the peak winds that we saw in the past 24 hours topped over 100 miles per hour. Now, this is up in elevation, no doubt, not affecting many folks out there, but a very windy system. And it all started in the Bay Area, in the San Francisco Bay Area, where you had winds to affect the bowl game out there 2 days ago. So wind and then snow and then chill, and you're feeling that chill this morning all the way down into San Diego. And again, today's the last day we'll have to deal with this chill, and then things will start warming up again. Well, we'll have a whole lot more coming up with your forecast the next 7 days. That is next after the break.
My vehicle was sent 6 feet in the air in a ball of fire. I thought I was going to die.
It ripped my arm off. It broke my right femur.
I took such a hard blow to the head that my retina was torn apart.
Say a prayer for peace.
I'm Trace Atkins. I want to tell you about these true American heroes and how you can show your thanks by helping them through Wounded Warrior Project.
The Wounded Warrior Project has made a big difference in our life.
They've reached out to us as a family. They reached out to my son, and they never forgot about us.
The job of helping thousands of our wounded warriors rebuild their lives is massive and growing every day. That's why your gift of just $19 a month is so important. Many of these service members suffer traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress disorder.
They helped me basically put my life back together.
If it wasn't for Wounded Warrior Project, I would be a statistic right now. I would have been one of those soldiers who came home and committed suicide.
I'm in the fields of Vietnam, the mountains of Afghanistan.
Your gift today of $19 a month can help us provide the programs and services desperately needed by our wounded service members. You'll honor and empower them so they can aid and assist each other.
They've personally impacted my life, and they've personally impacted thousands of lives.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month and you'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket.
There are so many men and women in the battlefield. The greatest casualty is being forgotten.
Please don't forget our wounded warriors. Make that call now.
Say a prayer for peace.
Fire in the hole.
Sunday.
I think we got company.
Oh, wow.
Not the good kind either.
Amanda confronts a claim jumper.
He's waiting for us to leave so he can dig our hole through the night. If he comes up, it's on.
Don't miss the biggest auto event of the year, the 9th annual Boca Raton Concours d'Elegance, February 20th through the 22nd. This year, we celebrate the history of Cadillac and the 50th anniversary of the Ford Mustang. The festivities begin Friday night with our exclusive hangar party. Saturday, Howie Mandel provides the laughs following our gala dinner auction. And join us Sunday for the Concours d'Elegance, showcasing some of the world's finest antique and exotic cars and cycles. Details at bocacde.com.
Sandals Grand Antigua was incredible.
The pool was as large as the ocean.
And the beach was perfect.
We're still raving about the service.
He loved the diving. He always wanted to try it.
Our suite was so exotic, it even had a pool.
We dined at 9 restaurants.
All included, just like everything else.
But what I remember most was falling in love all over again. Sandals Grand Antigua. Save up to 65%. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
EV500 at Vistaprint.com.
I love my job.
Vistaprint.com.
Every Sunday, the Titans of Weather bring the rain. Geek Out, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8, brought to you by Blizzak. When it comes to winter driving, temperature matters. Conquer the cold with Bridgestone Blizzak winter tires.
Don't let the cold conquer you. Conquer the cold with the new Blizzak WS80. winter driving conditions call for the new Bridgestone Blizzak WS80 tires. They're engineered to conquer the cold with optimal performance and handling. Visit conquerthecold.com for details.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly cloudy. Low 69. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, partly to mostly cloudy. High 80. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When the American Lung Association's report card on the nation's air came out in 2014, Los Angeles again topped the list of America's most polluted cities. Mike Bettis introduces us to a group of Southern Californians who are working to change that distinction.
From roadways to shipyards to industrial parks, California is on a mission to get rid of toxic air. Students at the University of California, Riverside are working on a way to use roof tiles to eat the smog. It's cheap, innovative, and it could be a way to fight that dirty brown haze. The sun is shining in Southern California, but it's hard to tell through these chemical clouds. This familiar brown haze forms when nitrogen oxide gas emitted by vehicles and power plants reacts with sunlight. And 500 tons of it are emitted daily in Orange County alone. But the solution to clearing the air doesn't necessarily have to be complex.
It's just a normal tile.
Students at the University of California, Riverside have spent plenty of time in the lab developing smog-busting roof tiles. The secret? A titanium oxide coating that literally eats pollution.
We were able to remove about 90% of the nitrogen oxides in the chamber within about 20 minutes.
And according to their estimates, if the coating were applied to 1 million roofs in the LA area, it would remove 4% of smog. A huge win for mere pennies.
The estimated cost is around 5-8 cents per square foot.
And it's just one way they're helping California breathe easier.
So welcome to UCR's environmental smog chamber.
This is cool.
We can control temperature, sunrise, sunset, humidity, all the different effects that influence ozone formation.
Inside this state-of-the-art atmospheric chamber are inflatable bags that act as test tubes for smog.
What I'm showing here is a 50 microliter syringe. We will put some chemicals in the chamber, though, that will create what we call stage 3 smog alerts.
With that little amount?
With that little amount. So that would be equivalent of 1 drop.
Researchers study hundreds of chemicals and identify the most harmful pollutants. And through those experiments, the solutions will one day become clear.
Will we meet all of our clean air standards? Hopefully. But it'll probably take at least another decade or two.
Okay, so if these tiles covered a single roof for 1 year, they'd eliminate the smog caused by a car that's driven, get this, 11,000 miles.
That was fascinating, Mike. Thank you. Now, as we take a look at the next 7 days, I want to first focus on California, since we were just talking about you, and the fact that we will finally be ending our chill that we've had in the air. So temperatures are going to be warming up as we get into the next several days. One more chilly day there. Also in Texas, we have some freezing rain this morning. This is not the end of the active weather for us. Look at this weather map as we get you into tomorrow, into Saturday, into Sunday. Very busy times across the southern plains, the southeast. We're going to see the upper level low that we've been tracking in the southwest. That moves in and helps create a surface low, and that tracks up into the Ohio Valley. We've got rain and possible thunderstorms in the south. We've got a wintry mess up here from Illinois to Indiana into Ohio, and then we've got some snow on the back edge of it all and more cold air coming back. This time the cold air takes a different path. Remember last week, a cold air was all in the west in Wyoming. You know how cold it was. This time, the cold air and Arctic air is heading into the Northeast. So it's our turn in Boston and Portland and New York City. By next week, you're really going to feel a chill. High temperatures only in the 30s on Monday, and it does get worse. Look at this, 8 in Chicago on Monday. Yes, Arctic air is back. We're going to see that filter into the Northeast, where on Tuesday, our temperatures will only be in the 20s for high temperature readings. Meanwhile, in the West, we are warming back up. LA, Phoenix, we're back into the 70s, back the way life should be right here into Southern California and into Arizona. Now, Wednesday, temperatures bump up just a few more degrees, still below average in the Northeast, and we will see some chances of some light, maybe lake effect snow that we'll be watching by next week. All right, so DC, for now, really, this kind of is best case scenario for the weather there, Chris, except for the sun.
Yeah, how often do we say that, Jen? Except for the sun. But the sun could be a factor in potentially delaying the 2015 Bridgestone Winter Classic. Capitals and Blackhawks here. Puck drop is supposed to be in about an hour, actually about 2.5 hours, supposed to be at 1:30. And we're going to bring you the reason why that could be a problem. Just what the problem is with the sun coming up.
Nourished, rescued, protected, given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need. We'll have given $50 million over 7 years. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
It may seem strange, but people really can love their laxative, especially when it's Miralax. It hydrates, eases, and softens to unblock your system naturally, so you have peace of mind from start to finish. Love your laxative, Miralax.
Do you have a box of cleaners under your kitchen sink that you spent hundreds of dollars on and left you disappointed? Hi, Chef Tony here. Now, I love to cook, but it can get messy. So how do I keep my things looking new? This is My Cleaning Secret by Simonize. Now you can clean even the messiest of messes in just seconds with no scratching. Look at that. Simonize is a trusted name known for over 100 years. This one tub will clean almost everything in your entire home. Brass, copper, porcelain, stainless steel, glass tops. How about things like golf clubs, the rims of your tires, a rusty barbecue? Just dampen, dab, and wipe it away. Even the rust with no bleach. And here's my favorite part. Make something old look brand new. Look at that. This is the first oven cleaner you're going to use. No stinky foams, no rubber gloves. Whether it's burnt on, dried on, baked on, or caked on, My Cleaning Secret makes it look like new. Remove stains, tarnish, rust, or lime without having to waste the time. Call or go online right now, and I'll send you a tub of My Cleaning Secret by Simonize today for only $9.95. And I'll include this dual-sided microfiber cleaning pad free. It's soft on one side with a scrubber on the other. But that's not all. Order now and I'll supersize it at no additional charge. And I'm still not done. Order right now and I'll double the offer. Just pay separate processing and handling. That's 2 supersized tubs of My Cleaning Secret and 2 dual-sided cleaning pads, a huge value for just $9.95.
To order My Cleaning Secret for $9.95 plus processing and handling, call 1-800-682-8718. That's 1-800-682-8718. Or order online at mycleaningsecret.com. Call or log on now.
You don't know your credit score? I don't know my credit score. That's really important. I mean, I don't know my credit score. Don't you want to buy a house, like, ever? You should probably check out Credit Karma. It's free.
Credit Karma. Free.
Credit Karma. Really free credit scores.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly cloudy. Low 69. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, partly to mostly cloudy. High 80. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday night. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
I'm meteorologist Chris Warren live in Washington, D.C. here in a baseball field. This is Nationals Park, where the Nationals play, the Washington Nationals play. But today, it's the Washington Capitals that are going to be playing ice hockey, the NHL. Once again, the Bridgestone Winter Classic 2015, quickly becoming a winter tradition for National Hockey League. And coming up in just a few minutes, the owner of the Washington Capitals is going to give a forecast for us. He wants to do the weather. He's a big fan of the Weather Channel, so we're going to let him give the forecast for today. And today, although it looks really nice, it's sunny out, and temperatures are now warmer than freezing, feels colder in the shade, but it's that sunshine that will also be a problem, could even delay the start of the game here between the Capitals and the Blackhawks. We're going to talk about that coming up, Jen.
All right, Chris, we got to get him in the studio. He's welcome anytime to do the weather here with us. We're talking about a lot of weather today. I mean, we've got snow in the southwest. Texas, we've got snow for you in Lubbock. Look at this. Flagstaff, Arizona, we picked up more than 16 inches of new snow. And as we track what's happening in Texas, interestingly, Greg Postel is here following this winter storm. Greg, it's cold enough to snow in a lot of spots in Texas, but it's not everywhere. Some places it's freezing rain and sleet.
It's not snowing everywhere, and you might think it's below 32. Why isn't it? Look at the radar, guys. We got all kinds of interesting colors out here in and just to the west of Dallas. We've got sleet, we've got freezing rain in those shades of purple and pink respectively, and you wonder, well, you know what, the temperatures out there are actually in the 20s right now. Look at some of these numbers. It's 26 degrees right where you saw that mixture of rain and sleet. Why is it not snow? That's because the precipitation type doesn't just depend on the surface temperature. It also matters what the temperature is doing upstairs. Let's have a look at that right now. Just to the west of Dallas, this is what the atmospheric temperature profile looks like as you go up from the surface to about 20,000 feet. It's way below freezing up there, we know that. So it's snowing from the clouds. Here's the snow coming down from the clouds, really nicely like that. And then as you get to about 10,000 feet, there's a layer in the atmosphere that's above freezing, like maybe 40 degrees or so. So the snow at least partially melts. It doesn't get a chance to fully melt because that air that's above freezing is not that thick, maybe 1,000 feet, maybe 2,000 feet. So we have partially melted snow coming down and then refreezing. Notice it's below freezing all the way to the rest of the ground. You have these partially melted snowflakes that kind of stay as ice and fall as what's called sleet. That's what we have in parts of the area just to the west of Dallas. But what if we were to warm the atmosphere up just a little bit, make it a much deeper layer of above freezing temperatures? So again, we start off as snow up here at 20,000 feet, and then the snow completely melts all the way through this very thick layer of temperature above 32 degrees. So it's basically raining all the way to the ground, except when it hits the ground, it is below 32. So it freezes on contact. That is freezing rain, and that is what we're seeing right now at DFW Airport. Let's have a look at the tower cam out that way. Temperature last hour I saw was 32 degrees at the airport and locations nearby such as that where we have freezing rain, Jen. The atmospheric profile is above freezing for many, like 10,000 feet. So it's really coming down as rain, but right before it hits the ground, it freezes on contact.
Little thin layer of cold air. And Greg, let me just say that was the most awesome animation ever to show how you get the difference between freezing rain or sleet or even snow. It was a great explainer, and you saw that picture in Dallas. The roads looked wet.
Yes.
But in many cases, I bet they're icy.
They can be deceiving because it can be black ice, right? You don't know it. So watch out for temperatures right at or just below 32 in North Texas right now, where it appears to be raining.
And so we have winter storm warnings and advisories posted for a good chunk of West Texas, Central Texas, and Oklahoma.
That's for today.
Yeah.
And then we have some more interesting stuff, I think, coming down the pike, Jen, because you see this swirly out here, Jen? I like to call them swirlies. Upper level low, and that guy is going that way. And when it does, it's going to really trigger the development of strong low pressure out here in East Texas in a couple
We really
days.
haven't had a surface low yet with all of the weather that we've had over the past week, so interestingly. But we're going to get one.
We are, and it's going to start really probably in earnest on Friday night. You see that L right there? That is surface low pressure. It's going to be pretty strong, and we're going to have similar types of precipitation woes here on Friday night as we do now with freezing rain and sleet. But we're also going to have more substantially snow on the backside and rain and thunderstorms on the warm side of that.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on as we get you into the weekend, because on Saturday, now this tracks into the Midwest, and so we're going to share the wealth here.
Watch out for snow there, and of course thunderstorms in what's called this warm sector right in here. Could be some severe weather. We'll talk about that at 50 past the hour.
Northeast may start as a wintry mix.
I know, and then go over to rain, right? Because the track is like that again. Again, Jen, we've seen that a lot this year with warm air riding up the East Coast. And see if I can get to this graphic one last time. Snow QPF. This is how much snow we think is going to fall across the Midwest from this guy.
No one can say that we don't love the weather here, Greg. I love your excitement here, but there is a lot going on, and so we want to make sure that you are ahead of it. Now, this may affect travel, and you know it affects you when you drive, right? But what about flying? Airports see big delays when there's ice. Sam Champion looks at that angle.
Traveling may be one of your New Year's resolutions because Consumer Reports is forecasting the demand for flying to remain strong into 2015, even during these next few cold, wintry months. Now, here's why you don't have to wait for spring thaw to take off. We'll explore the airlines and airports' battle against winter weather extremes in this edition of Brainstorm. It's our deep dive into the wow behind the weather.
When ice forms on the body of an airplane, it can be trouble. Even a layer as thin as a grain of salt can affect a plane's aerodynamics. The upward force that maintains altitude, called lift, can be reduced by 30%. That effectively has the same impact as adding the weight of 2 school buses. To counter this, airlines de-ice their planes with a glycol solution that has a freezing point more than 80 degrees lower than water. And it's not just in the air. If there's ice on the ground during landing, the coefficient of friction, or stickiness, between the landing gear and the runway can drop by 60%, requiring more distance to land. Even just a half an inch of slush can increase the landing distance by a length equivalent to about 7 city blocks. For a major airport like O'Hare or JFK to get back up to normal operating speed, as many as 8 runways and 25 plus miles of taxiways must be cleared. For just a foot of snowfall, that can add up to 30 million cubic feet of snow, or about the weight of an average-sized cruise ship.
And now you've been brainstormed. So that de-icing criteria, very important and definitely worth the wait on the airplane.
I know it's weird, so I don't want to tell you.
A lot of people waiting for hockey to start today. Outdoors, the Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic once again. The Blackhawks, the Chicago Blackhawks, traveled here, and they're taking on the Capitals. So Washington Capitals, blue skies. It's sunny, but that sun could be a problem. We're going to talk about that coming up. Also, it was a beautiful sunny day in Pasadena as festivities were getting underway, getting ready for the Rose Parade, and then eventually the Rose Bowl, when there's some pretty amazing videos. We want to show you this piece of video here. And what this is, you see some tents going over, and you're going to see it get picked up, in fact. This is essentially a large dust devil. You don't see any dust. There's no dust to be picked up, but it is picking up some debris here, pieces of paper, that tent, that double tent there, and then eventually an inflatable object right there. You're going to see that get picked up. And you can see the swirl with this as well. So an amazing scene there. We're going to talk about also how the sunny skies could be a problem here in D.C.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly cloudy. Low 69. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, partly to mostly cloudy. High 80. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I have the worst cold with this runny nose. I better take something.
Dayquil Cold and Flu doesn't treat your runny nose.
Seriously?
Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough fights your worst cold symptoms plus your runny nose.
Oh, what a relief it is.
That leaky roof will cost you thousands in repairs, and gushing gutters can destroy your home's foundation. Hi, Phil Swift here for Flex Seal, the brand everyone trusts to coat, seal, and stop leaks fast. Just a quick shot, and Flex Seal fills cracks and holes, stopping the toughest leaks while remaining completely flexible. It's actually liquid rubber in a can. To show you the amazing sealing power of Flex Seal, we replaced the bottom of this boat with the screen door and covered it in Flex Seal. After a day on the water, not only does it stay afloat, but the inside is completely dry. And for places that are light, you're gonna love Flex Seal Bright. Ideal on lighter surfaces. Perfect for quickly repairing decorative items. This light coating holds back water. A lot of water. It's like the Hoover Dam in a can. Use Flex Seal Clear to coat and protect. Now everything in plain sight can be sealed watertight. We replaced the bottom of this boat with plexiglass, drilled over 100 holes, and covered them in Flex Seal Clear. Not only does it stay afloat, but Flex Seal Clear keeps all the water out of the boat. Hello, fishy. Roofs and gutters, kitchens and bathrooms, pools, patios, and so much more. Don't call a repairman to fix leaks. You can get Flex Seal right now for just $19.99. And check this out. Flex Seal is available in all these incredible new colors. But wait, we're going to double your order and send you 2 cans of Flex Seal in your choice of clear, original, or bright for just $19.99. You're going to love Flex Seal. Here's how to order.
To order Flex Seal, call 1-800-581-9778 or go to getflexseal.com. Flex Seal colors now available. Call 1-800-581-9778 or go online now.
Do you suffer from ankle pain or swollen ankles? Is your ankle stiff or weak so you need extra support? Introducing Ankle Genie, the new zip-up compression sleeve designed to reduce foot fatigue while energizing your foot and ankle. Standing on your feet all day can cause swollen ankles and radiating leg pain. But Ankle Genie provides the ankle support you need to help relieve swelling. It's a struggle to wear traditional medical compression socks. Pulling them up, pulling them off. What a job! But Ankle Genie has a built-in zipper so it slips on and off easily and adjusts to your size. Best of all, Ankle Genie can be worn over socks and in shoes for all-day comfort. Comfortable anti-fatigue neoprene construction soothes, massages, and energizes your foot and ankle 24/7. And it's so durable, it lasts and lasts.
It also provides the compression, and the compression is an essential part to reduce the inflammation, which will allow healing to happen in the foot.
After I had my surgery, my doctor told me I could not fly without wearing compression socks. These zipped right on. 6 hours later, I arrived at my destination happy and healthy.
Wear Ankle Genie in athletic shoes, boots, socks, or slippers. It's the perfect support while golfing, playing tennis, hiking, or biking. Ankle Genie is ideal for relieving ankle swelling, and it provides exquisite relief anytime your ankle swells from fluid retention or poor circulation. Similar compression ankle sleeves can cost $25 and don't come with a zipper. But call now and get the Ankle Genie for just $12.99. As part of the special TV offer, you can double your order. Get the support you need for each ankle. That's 2 Ankle Genies, an incredible value. Yours for $12.99. Call or click now.
Call 1-800-245-8114 and get the Ankle Genie special offer or visit anklegenie.com. But hurry, quantities are limited, so call now. 1-800-245-8114. That's 1-800-245-8114. Call now.
Happy New Year, everyone. Today, our nation's capital plays host to the 7th annual NHL Bridgestone Winter Classic. The game is at Nationals Park. A baseball field turned into a hockey rink for today's game, but the sun is causing those issues for today's game, and Chris Warren joins us live yet again. And Chris, we've got our guest forecaster ready. I hope it's a forecast and not a wish cast for some clouds, but we'll see.
Yeah, Jen, we're going to get right into that. Ted Leonsis, the Washington Capitals owner, is here, and you told me that you and your wife are both Weather Channel fans, right?
We're fanatics, and we only believe in you. We don't start our day without tuning into the Weather Channel, see what the weather's going to be like.
So you said you wanted to do a report. So
I want to do the weather report because it's the most important variable here in Washington, D.C. for the Winter Classic. And you promised us snow. I don't think there's any snow in the...
Promise all this snow
Look
right
at all
here.
the snow
Look
that's
at all
here.
that snow. Made out of cotton.
But it's about 37 degrees right now. It feels a little cooler because there's some wind coming off of the river. And I think the sun will start to be shielded by some cloud cover soon.
So what are we expecting for the rest of the day? Let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast.
I believe it'll be crisp and cool. Temperatures could hit the high 20s later in the day.
Okay, and then we have the graphic right here, in fact.
Wow, it says 36 degrees. Well, that's Memphis.
That's 43. No, yeah, you got to look up a little bit higher.
I think it's going to be great hockey weather.
Uh-huh. Do you think so?
I do. And
What's it like? First, it's got to be pretty cool to own a professional sports team.
It is a gas, and it's so great to be able to give a big thank you to all of our fans who have supported us for so long. And I love Washington, D.C. as a community so much, and we really know how to do big events well.
Talk about this event. It's pretty special.
It is very special. Outdoor hockey, it brings everyone back to their youth. Ice skating outside. There's something magical about seeing the families here yesterday enjoying themselves, and we'll have almost 50,000 people in the stadium today, all getting ready to watch a big hockey game.
Now, there's talk about the sun being a problem, the glare. What do you
Did you ever think you would hear that?
No.
That perfect weather would be a problem? Only in Washington can we complain about beautiful weather and sun.
Now, so what would it for you be? Is this the perfect weather for you, or what would be the perfect weather for this event?
A light dusting of snow after the first period would make it all come together for me.
And we are starting to see a little bit of cloud cover move in.
Yeah, and I think right now we'll probably drop the puck on time, and if not, it'll be delayed 20-30 minutes max as the sun sets behind the press box up there.
To try to get the shadows right where you want them.
Yep.
Okay. Ted Leonsis, thank you very much
Thanks,
for taking
guys.
the time
Keep
for
doing
speaking
good
with us
work.
and doing the
Keep it good,
forecast
Deb.
today. We appreciate that. Very special event. Jen, again, puck drop, sun could be a factor.
All right, Chris, I mean, it is very exciting. It makes me want to get out there and go ice skating or maybe even try ice hockey. It certainly is definitely a festive event and a new tradition for New Year's Day. Now, we've got a lot to talk about, though. The sun, obviously, the issue there. But for many, we've got snow, we have freezing rain, we have a little sleet, and it's affecting us this morning across the southern plains. So let's take a look at what's been happening for us. This is Lake Havasu City, Arizona. This is snow on some cactus out there. This is the first storm that dropped snow here since at least 1990 on Lake Havasu City, Arizona. A lot of folks woke up this morning on New Year's Day and looked out the window and couldn't believe their eyes. And now what we're watching, though, is a lot of active weather in Texas that's been pretty impactful this morning. From Texas into Oklahoma, we have some icy roads. Interstate 35, especially in Oklahoma, reports of a few accidents, including one involving a tractor trailer. So be careful here. If you're going to stay off the roads for a couple more hours, I would advise that, especially where you see the purple on the radar. We'll have more analysis with Dr. Greg Postel coming up after this break.
Sir, we're going to need you on the runway.
Theraflu starts to get to work in your body in just 5 minutes. Theraflu breaks you free from your worst cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
I thought it would be fun, so I went on Ancestry.com, and this little leaf gave me a hint, and that led me to another leaf and another hint. I was like the family detective. Then I found out that one of my ancestors actually was a detective. So I'm like the other family detective.
Visit Ancestry.com and discover the world's largest online family history resource.
You don't have to know what you're looking for. You just have to start looking.
Your discovery starts right now on Ancestry.com.
This thing is getting bigger and bigger. Mother Nature can absolutely change people. I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency.
It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower. High 78, winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly cloudy, low 69, winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, partly to mostly cloudy, high 80, winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Why do you want to do your taxes now with Jackson Hewitt? Because you need a free $50 Walmart e-gift card so you can share the joy of getting your taxes done. Now get a free $50 Walmart e-gift card when you do your taxes with Jackson Hewitt at Walmart.
Nourished. Rescued. Protected. Given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need. We'll have given $50 million over 7 years. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
If you've ever thought about losing weight, you're not alone. I've thought, I've tried, I failed so many times. My mom, she said, you'd better lose weight or you're gonna end up just like me. That still didn't motivate me until I lost her. I had to do something. I called Nutrisystem and everything changed.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus Kit. Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist or your money back, guaranteed.
I lost the weight, 50 pounds.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan right now, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes and Craving Crusher shakes, free. New food selections, new expert guides. Call now and lock in 2014 prices, and shipping is free.
You're not alone. Millions of people have lost.
If your child attends public school, you should know something very interesting tends to happen when all students have equal access to a high-quality education. More students excel, and more students succeed. That's why we need equitable implementation of Common Core state standards. Putting Common Core in our schools puts all children first. To learn more, visit putourchildrenfirst.org.
For diarrhea, you take Kaopectate. But for heartburn, gas, indigestion, upset stomach, or nausea, you also take Kaopectate. Kaopectate caplets, like our liquid, relieve diarrhea and soothe your stomach for relief of all those symptoms. Kaopectate, one and done.
My skin's so dry and itchy right there. Oh, makes me crazy.
Relief starts now. Gold Bond Extra Strength Medicated Lotion. 5 intensive moisturizers and an extra strength itch fighter. Soothe skin so you feel good all day. Gold Bond. Relief starts now.
A way of saying thank you. Wild tiger numbers are at an all-time low. Please help save them now.
Ride on the most treacherous highway in the world to experience the high risk of heavy rescue. Highway Through Hell, Sundays at 10 on the Weather Channel.
It's It's New Year's Day, and we've got a lot of active weather going on out there. Folks hopefully are staying home today, Greg, because freezing rain in Texas, first problem.
Yeah, there's a moist flow of pretty warm air aloft over the southern plains right now, Jen, that's getting into Texas really efficiently right there over cold high pressure at the surface. So when you have that warm and moist air aloft, and that produces snow, but then it changes to rain, and then hits that very shallow cold air near the surface,
and
you get
sticks like ice.
Yes, you get that freezing of rain on contact called freezing rain all across Texas right now.
I think people would be interested too in Texas. You're looking out your window, you see either sleet or maybe even snow or freezing rain, but the bulk of the energy is still back here. You're not even in the main event yet.
The big kahuna is out here swirling away over the four corners. That's the upper level low, the primary energy source for a lot of this. And that is going to be moving eastward across the southern plains over the next couple of days. And not just giving us this overrunning of moisture over cold air scenario, but that thing moving east is going to actually introduce a real low pressure system developing at the surface.
At the surface, right. We actually have not seen a surface low yet, despite all the active weather we've had in California, but we will by the time we get into Friday.
Yeah, and there's going to be enough cold air on the backside to really pose some problems here. This would be now Friday night, going all the way from, say, Kansas City on southwestward through parts of Oklahoma City, Lubbock, Texas. Freezing rain, sleet, and this time around, more snow coming in shortly thereafter.
That's crazy. Oklahoma City dealing with freezing rain this morning. We're going to be doing this again on Friday night.
Yeah, we are. And then the whole thing is going to be moving northeastward from there. And in the warm side of things, right in here, there's going to be thunderstorms across Arkansas, the mid-south. And then on the northwest side of it, look at that snow, Jen.
We've got snow setting up from Kansas City right through Madison, Wisconsin.
Some of my
Stole your lines. Yeah.
Yeah, some of my favorite spots in the entire world. Right, and they're going to get quite a bit of snow, I think, at least a few inches, as you say, maybe shovelable snow.
Or even plowable. You get 6 inches, the plows are
Why
out.
not?
Yeah.
Plowable. And then you notice the East Coast was rain. This is not the right track for an East Coast snowstorm.
It starts as a wintry mix, but then changes over to rain, which is much easier for travel, of course.
This is where the big stuff is for snow.
5 to 8 inches of snow. Greg, we went through all of December in Chicago without measurable snow.
That's right. And there's a shot here where they could get, maybe 3 inches. It's early in the game because we're still talking now, Saturday night and Sunday. So stay tuned for the Weather Channel.
The track of that low really matters as to where that stripe of heaviest snow will set up.
Right. It's pretty narrow. It's about, maybe 75 miles wide, maybe 100 miles wide at the most. It will be substantial snow, but it's going to move around a little bit as the new models come in and kind of refine their estimate of where this thing is going.
So let's jump to the warm side of things, because we talked about thunderstorms, and there will be some potential severe weather in the southeast.
Yeah, we have the upper level dynamics, a strong jet stream in place across the southern plains, and out ahead of that, we're going to have this flow of relatively warm and moist air coming out of the Gulf of Mexico into Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. When you have that, you have severe weather sometimes, and I think we're going to get it this time.
Yeah, this really is going to be sort of a classic system where we have thunderstorms to the south, and there'll be some severe weather possible, but a lot of rain. And, a lot of folks traveling home after their holidays, wrapping everything up, a lot of rain on the roads in the south.
Unfortunately, we may have to be talking about tornadoes as well on Saturday. We have Torcons out for 3, which means a 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of a point across parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. The conditions will be ripe for severe thunderstorms that could produce tornadoes. Again, we've got strong upper-level winds. We'll have sufficient wind shear and enough instability for all those big storms to rotate.
And then after all of this, we've got another round of Arctic cold coming back.
If that's not enough, everybody, look at this. More cold air coming in on Saturday. Jen, you're absolutely right. The jet stream is going to be doing one of these numbers. Uh-oh. And when you see that, that means cold air delivery from Canada.
So in San Diego, I know you were shivering this morning. You don't have to worry about this next cold round, but you do in the Northeast and New England getting some of this.
It's coming to you in the East, and you haven't seen much of it yet this season. This cold air by the middle and latter stages of next week will be perhaps the coldest air, not just of the 2015 year, right, Jen?
Of the season,
Of the season.
We'll see some pretty cold numbers coming back again, and that's going to be happening over the weekend. All right, Chris, back over to you in D.C.
The bitter cold. And Jen, in fact, I just spoke with the NHL commissioner, Gary Bettman, and he told me it's going to be a game-time decision whether or not to postpone the game here between the Capitals and the Blackhawks because, as he says, the weather is too perfect. The sunshine creating a big glare. So we're going to wait and see if the puck does drop at 1:30 Eastern time. And I can tell you what we have noticed, more high clouds moving in. And I can also tell you that it's going to be a good time no matter when that puck drops. Hope you have a happy new year. Keep it tuned here to the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, mostly cloudy. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly cloudy. Low 69. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, partly to mostly cloudy. High 80. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Icy around the Dallas area this morning, certainly in West Texas and definitely up in Oklahoma too, where we're even dealing with freezing rain. That's the purple you see on the radar. So we're tracking that concern for us here to start your New Year's Day. We're starting 2015 with an icy mix across the southern plains. And for Dallas itself, and in Fort Worth too for that matter, we will see temperatures climb up into the upper 30s, getting rid of that freezing rain concern. But it still will be a little bit wet and drizzly out there through today. Tracking this, and then through the next couple of days, we're going to see our surface low develop. This is going to bring us more rain into Texas, into the southeast, plus another round of wintry weather into parts of the southern plains, including again from Texas to Oklahoma, but this time heading up into the Midwest. And we'll see this whole system move into the Northeast as we head into the weekend. All right, thanks for joining us here on the Weather Channel. Up next, you will see another episode of Fat Guys in the Woods. Happy New Year.
See that big log right there, man?
Yeah.
Just drag that over here. That big log is actually going to be working as a lever.
So Creek says he'll make a simple trap.
Now here we got a little lever stick that is going to hook onto our number 7 notch.
There's no way us three knuckleheads are going to be able to do this.
For thousands of years, man lived wild, and our triumph over Mother Nature defined who we were. We were rugged, we were strong. And as we evolved, our ingenuity led to towering achievements. We secured our place at the top of the food chain, and now we have the waistline to prove it. I'm Creek Stewart. I'm a survivalist, and this is your midlife wake-up call. So get off the couch and come out to the woods. If you can survive a week with me, you can take on anything. Survival is simple. Just don't die. Yet another bitter cold morning. This week I'm taking out 3 friends.
It's getting like -10 at night.
Yeah, man, I saw that it's gonna be record cold. Like it's never been this cold here.
This is not good. One of us surely break our legs.
Although they came here together for an adventure, each of them are here for their very own reasons.
Hey, look who it is.
There you go, it's Creek.
Look at his gloves are almost as yellow as his vibrant hair.
Hey. How's it going? Morning, brother.
Matt's a 28-year-old. He's been so focused on his career that he's let his health go.
Probably should get a bike. Probably should walk more.
Hey,
Jesse.
Jesse's a 27-year-old rider, and he's ready to get serious about his health.
Welcome to the biggest offender of my unhealthy lifestyle, and that's my computer.
Hey, it's Ben.
Ben, pleasure. Ben's a 34-year-old substitute teacher, and he understands that the hard work necessary to survive in the woods could play a huge role in taking his health plan to the next level.
As you can see, there's not a ton of food in my fridge.
Well, welcome to the Great Smoky Mountains.
it's beautiful.
Tell you what, as you guys hopped out of the car there, all friends from a big city, I couldn't help but think of all the headlines I've been reading and listening to in the news this week in this area. 3 friends start hiking the Appalachian Trail one morning. 5 hours later, they use their cell phones and dial a rescue distress call. By the time the Rangers got to them, they were suffering from severe hypothermia and frostbite.
We were having fun, then Creek got serious real quick. It scared all of us.
The crazy thing about Mother Nature is she doesn't give a crap whether you live or or you die, you know, but this week I do.
That's scary. My usual way to keep away from that danger is just to not go out at all.
This is an incredibly dangerous and deadly time of year, and our #1 priority is protection from the elements. By the end of the day today, we have to have shelter and we have to have fire. So before we head, I've got each of you a backpack. Here's one for you. Now in each of these backpacks, guys, it's really basic. Don't expect much. You've got 1 liter of fresh drinking water. Any other water, we've got a source from nature. You also have your survival knife. And that's it, guys.
And that's all we need?
That's all you get. There's a slight difference.
Yeah. Looks like you got more in your backpack.
Yeah. We got a couple bells and whistles in there. We got a long hike in. I don't know exactly where our base camp is going to be, so we've got to hike until we find a good one.
Awesome. All right.
These guys are from Los Angeles, where it's warm and sunny almost every day, but things are different here in the Great Smoky Mountains. Hypothermia is a very real threat.
Yeah, I got you.
Ooh. And so it begins.
Yeah.
We're gonna hike deep into this woods, establish a base camp. On the 5th day, they're going solo. So you guys get outside much? I mean, you're from Alaska, right, Matt?
I grew up in Alaska, and I used to do a lot of outside stuff, but since I moved away, I probably haven't been out 7, 8 years, really. I'm a very busy guy. I don't spend a lot of time worried about my health and my personal well-being and all that stuff, so I'm very excited to kind of just get out here doing some challenges that are difficult for me and then kind of teach myself to be worried about me a little bit more. Looks pretty sparse around here. How are we going to be able to find food with the winter like this?
Oh, that's actually funny, man. He's already talking about food. Hypothermia is a very real threat. Our survival priorities are very clear-cut. So in extreme circumstances, we can live for 3 hours without shelter, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. So where do you think food is on our list of priorities?
Pretty low,
week?
pretty low.
Yes. So we'll just keep heading up. It may be a while.
I'm sure there's a nice B&B around here somewhere.
Yeah.
You got a bed? Yeah, I got it.
Man, this looks good.
For
It's
a
like
shelter?
Yeah, man. It's like a little pocket, you know? It's protected on almost all sides. It's close to our water. Look at all this wood. Look at all these building materials. Look up the hill.
Seen a lot of stuff I'm not seeing. It feels cold. It feels remote.
Based upon all the down wood I'm seeing, I'm thinking like a traditional wickiup. It's kind of like a stick teepee. You know, it's got a little door in front. There's actually a little fire pit in the middle of this thing, and then we sleep around that fire inside. The first thing we need to do is we need to each build an individual bed. The last thing you want to do is just lay down on this cold, wet ground. Conduction will kill you in a matter of hours. It's when the earth sucks that heat right out of your body.
He starts talking about induction killing us in hours. Okay, let's not do that. Let's make beds.
I want to give you guys something. And what these are just simple bow saw blades. But by just having the blades means we've got to improvise and make a handle.
To make the handle, we each need a thumb-sized branch about 6 inches longer than the blade. We're gonna bend that around a tree to make it nice and flexible, then split the branch on each end so that we can slide the blade into place.
Okay, now flip that ring over. There we go. We've got a really useful bow saw that can make quick work of big logs for our shelter and our fire and our beds.
I'm the guy who brought everyone here. I needed a kick in my to start making positive life decisions, and I forced them to come out to the woods with me.
Jesse wanted to go out and do this big adventure thing. He talked us into it. Now we're out here, and it's a little remote and a little cold, and I'm a little bit mad at Jesse for talking me into this trip.
Good. I'll tell you what, guys, we're pretty much done with our beds for now, and this gives us a perfect outline, okay? We need to haul a lot of rafters to really get the structure of this wiki up.
So I'm nervous. I'm not really outdoorsy. It's a challenge. I don't really camp. I never hunted, but you know, it's a once in a lifetime experience, and I think it's really going to be cool.
You got it, Jesse?
I could use help. You guys got that?
Yep. I think we're to the point where we can start grabbing handfuls of leaves to block the wind and repel any rain or snow. Look inside, man. I mean, that looks like a hut. Oh my God.
Oh man.
There is something kind of spirit of the wild about how that all worked out. You look at it and you're just like, I can't believe we three knuckleheads in Creek did that. And now we have a place to sleep, which is good because it's starting to get very cold.
I mean, dude, it's huge inside.
It's amazing.
This shelter took a long time. We have a very limited window to get fire going, so everything has to work like clockwork. No one has asked me how we're going to start a fire.
I assume